Welcome to another round of 2's review here at SDH Networks. We'll take a look back at the Atlanta United 2-1 heartbreaking loss for Atlanta United 2 at Indy 11 at the mic on Saturday night. We'll go through the numbers and go through the action and some of the deeper numbers and some of the folks that continue to impress with their time for Jack Collison and Atlanta United 2. But first, here's your highlights from beginning to end, courtesy of our friends at the USL Championship, ESPN Plus. And you too.
One had, a 30-second start, and you're down a goal, and that changes absolutely everything when the game begins that way.
You got Indy 11 would gladly take solace in simply a one-goal lead. 4 goals scored so far this year for the Indy 11. Only one of them have been in the first half. Nicky Law gives it a hit. Nicky Law finds the back of the net.
What a hit.
The Indy 11 are at home and in front for the first time this season. It is time to cue the smoke, and Indy a goal to the good. A season ago led the team in matches started, an occasional goal scorer. Then a fantastic opportunity for the veteran, over 500 matches in England and Scotland. It's a far cry from the years of 2 years ago in the pandemic, basically seeing 4 teams for the majority of the year. Opportunity here. Howard's first touch finds Conway, and we're tied at 1. Conway gets his 4th of the season, and sublime service from the 19-year-old that just entered the match, tied at a goal apiece in the 68th minute.
Bouncing ball, that's a tough ball to finish. Look at that ball right there. That's the goal. That's the one that creates the goal. Look at that bouncing ball, one touch.
Iose. McQueen looking back post. Arteaga tries to settle. Blasted across!
Oh my goodness!
Just off the side of the post. Conway couldn't maintain possession. Briggs, first touch in midfield. Briggs awaits for some teammates to help. Ingram. Can Iose get there? Yes, he can. Can Law put it in?
Oh my goodness!
Off the post. Briggs couldn't get back to it. He eventually does. Takes a tumble, we play on. That's been the law of the land. Speaking of law, Law slides it back of the net. There it is! A good goal for the Indy 11. Ari Spriggs, a goal scorer for the first time. And checkers cue the smoke. And the Indy 11 take a 2-1 lead.
Ambrose popped out to pick up McQueen and left him alone to take the space. And
not even looking at the goal, just corner flag, walk it there, and that's it. That is the end of the match. There was far too little of this a year ago.
So that's how you end up with a 2-1 final. Let's go through the numbers and some of the interesting moments and facts that we can carry with us from the 2-1 loss. First start for Nelson Orji. As a part of the back four for Atlanta United 2, and he punched a 7.3 even with the early yellow card that he ended up with. Your starting 11, Justin Garces in net. Your back four, Mikey Ambrose, Nelson Orji, Bryce Washington, Aiden McFadden. Your midfield 3 of Robbie Mertz, Brendan Lamb, Nicholas Firmino, Mertz wearing the captain's armband. And your 3 up top, Jackson Conway in the middle. Punched a 7.3 along with Nelson Orji. Your top numbers are courtesy of our friends at SofaScore, Eric Centeno and David Mejia. On the board, Brendan Lamb punched a 6.8, Aiden McFadden a 6.9. We mentioned the 2 7s on the board. 6.6 to Nicholas Firmino, 6 5s to Ambrose, Centeno, and Washington, 6.6 to Justin Garces as well. David Mejia punches a 6.4. Grant Howard comes in for the final 26 minutes, as you heard there in the highlights, replacing Eric Centeno, and with the assist, the gorgeous assist, and we'll get into that as we go. Grant Howard had a 7.3, and Efren Morales. Great to see Efren Morales come back and put in 15 minutes of work replacing Nelson Orji. So Orji puts in 75 minutes in his first start well done for him. And a reminder, really, that this was a very, very short bench for Jack Collison and the 2's. 4 field players and 2 keepers with Vicente Reyes and Dagoberto Romero on the board. He had Emanique, Cristiano Bruletti, Morales, and Howard as his substitutes. But you look at the action, and it did take a while for Atlanta United to kind of get into the rhythm of the match. It took pretty much in the first half and in the second half, the first 15 minutes really of both periods. It took till about the 15th minute in the first half finally to get into a rhythm. Indy's pressure and playing direct was what Atlanta United 2 had to get adjusted to there in Indianapolis. And then you had a couple of moments in the first half involving some familiar faces. Aiden McFadden with his entry in the late teens. David Mejia had some early handiwork in his start, starting at about the 25th minute. He had a shot on net against Elliot Panico in the 29th. And once Atlanta United 2 got into the rhythm of moving the ball side to side and doing it quickly, that was when they were able to do the most against Indy 11 that they were able to. You also had you had the 1-0 at the half with the set piece by Nicky Law that made it 1-0. But then you have to give Atlanta United 2 a lot of credit for sticking with it and continuing to grow into the match in both halves. And in the second half, fantastic work from Firmino to Howard. Howard with the entry, well done by Jackson Conway to put it in to get the equalizer with about 25 to go. But then, with about 20 to go, and Grant Howard once again integral with the work down the right-hand side. What they ended up doing, Jack Collison and the 2's, is moved Aiden McFadden up to right wing, had Grant Howard in right back, and so that way you had a lot of action down the attacking right for Atlanta United 2. So great through ball from Nicholas Firmino, finding Grant Howard, Howard to Conway into the back of the net. And by then, it just seemed like the guys were really out of gas. You had a lot of posts that were hit by Indy 11, as you heard in the highlights, and then just the 92nd minute goal that made it 2-1. And Indy 11 wins at a -154. Atlanta United 2 came into the match at a +333. Let's go a little deeper into the numbers for Nelson Orji, Jackson Conway, and for Grant Howard. Jackson Conway with his goal on the board, the one shot on target ended up in the back of the net, 71% on his passes, only 32 touches on the night, though. And that was with Indy 11 pretty much having 2 of their folks at the back, specifically AJ Cochran and Mishak Jerome, really keeping an eye on Jackson Conway for the match. He was 2 of 4 on his ground duels, 2 of 5 in his aerials. So 4 for 9 in his duels on the night for Jackson Conway. 2 clearances, an interception, and 2 tackles for Jackson Conway on the night for his 7.3. Nelson Orji with his work at the back in 75 minutes, 5 clearances, a block, 6 interceptions, 2 tackles, 4 of 7 on ground duels, 1 of 4 through the air. So 5 of 11 on the night, and 84 touches for Nelson Orji, working at an 85% rate with his accurate passes, 56 of 66 on the night for 84 touches, 3 of 7 on long balls, and 2 for 2 on his dribble attempts. Now, getting into Grant Howard is getting closer and closer to a decision that's going to have to be made as he continues to integrate very, very well for Atlanta United 2. In 26 minutes, here's Grant Howard's 7.3 according to SofaScore. An assist, a block, 2 interceptions, 2 tackles, 2 for 3 on ground duels, and 17 touches, 7 of 10 inaccurate passes, and a key pass, which of course led to the game-tying goal there in the 68th minute. So one more time, 26 minutes played to get a 7.3 according to SofaScore. Assist, block shot, 2 interceptions, 2 tackles, 2 for 3 on ground duels, and 17 touches, 7 of 10 accurate passes, 70%, 1 key pass, the assist. And that was Grant Howard's night. So Grant Howard doing tremendous work in a very short period of time, helping out Jack Collison and the 2's in a very tough road environment for Atlanta United 2. And so Indy 11 with the win goes to 2-2-2. They are now unbeaten in their last 4. They're now at 8 points. And Atlanta United 2, after a modest 2-game win streak, has now lost 2 in a row, losing to Detroit City at Fifth Third, and then losing to Indy 11 at the Mike. Things do not get any easier for them as they have to go to Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh next Saturday night. 7 o'clock kick at Highmark, where they take on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. So another tall order for Atlanta United 2 and Jack Collison and the guys. But there's a lot to look at with a couple of different faces. Nelson Orji, great debut from starting. Grant Howard continuing to impress. And the fight that the guys had with only 4 position players on a very short bench for Jack Collison and the 2's going into a very, very tough environment. But there's some building blocks there. Once again, remember, they also didn't have Darwin Mateus. So that was why things also had to look a little different as well. No Darwin Mateus, no Nigel Prince from the red cards that they picked up in the game against DCFC. So you were a little short-handed there as well, plus still having Jonathan Vial and Noah Cobb at the tournament in Texas with Atlanta United and their U sides that were out there for the tournament in Dallas, Texas. So a little short-handed with some key players that we've gotten to see a lot of with Atlanta United too, but also you can focus on the great work from Conway with the goal, Orji with the start, Grant Howard with the sub. So there's stuff to build on as you face yet another tough test for Atlanta United too, going up to Pittsburgh next Saturday night. That is a quick look at your 2's review. Let us know what you think about the 2's. If you're catching matches on ESPN Plus, or if you're actually at Fifth Third or on the road and catching them on the road. So just let us know what you think about the 2's as they continue to grow into their season in the USL Championship. 2 wins in their first 7 on the season so far. A lot of time left in the season, and a lot of growth that will continue under Jack Collison. So that's your quick look at Atlanta United 2, and that's your 2's review for the heartbreaking loss at the Mike against Indy 11 2-1. Play it safe, everybody. Enjoy the 2's.